Hear from Craig Watson, and Craig, of course, is the director of our Arts Council, and love to hear your thoughts.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman, and committee members. I'm Craig Watson, director of the California Arts Council, and certainly delighted to be with you today. I think nothing is more powerful than experiencing the stories of our state's local creative economies, artists, and vibrant communities when told by the participants themselves. So to honor this, I'd like to start by playing a brief video so you can hear directly from several of our grantees and partners in the state. Let's watch the video.
Since the dawn of time, creativity has been used to express our experiences as human beings, whether it's cave paintings or the Mona Lisa. Art not only mimics life, but it also contributes to what society does.
Art is freedom. It's freedom of expression. It's emotion.
Art is an amazing thing that not only helps drive our economy, it also can change people's lives.
It's all about flowing with your creativity and making sure that you be who you are inside your art.
I have such a deep appreciation for the process of creating something.
If we're going to solve any problems in our world today, it's going to take creative thinking. We can no longer stay in the box that we're in.
The California Arts Council has been about statewide leadership from its origins to the present. It's been a place that has been able to connect all of the disparate artists and arts groups in the state.
When we started in 1988, Destiny Arts Center was addressing a need for young people to have a place to feel safe and to develop skills so that they could stay safe in their communities, both at home, at their schools, and on the streets. Math in Motion was created about 7 years ago. We started by working directly with the school district to assess what types of arts integration were going to be most successful. So one of the things that I was most interested in was exploring this idea of when do students decide that they're not good at math? And what can we do as artists to have an intervention?
Well, the Prism Project comes from the Actors Gang, which is a theatre company that was founded in 1981. What you're going to see is an open workshop. It's not a show. What this work does is it gives people tools to help them manage their emotional life. This is a 500 or 600-year-old style of theatre that started in Europe called Commedia dell'arte.
Piece by Piece offers residents of Skid Row and South Los Angeles opportunities for arts learning with an earned income. ACTA stands for the Alliance for California Traditional Arts. Every state in the country has a state folk arts program, and ACTA serves in that capacity for the California Arts Council. With over 100 different languages spoken in the state that has the highest number of Native Americans, the largest number of immigrants, it's a really, really rich tapestry of culture.
The Veterans Art Park is a series of murals which will be a mobile art park for and by veterans and the public.
It's important to me for the simple reason it tells a story about a military life, what some of these men and women went through from the Korean War, the Vietnam War.
Every great idea needs a helping hand, and without California Arts Council's Veterans Initiative in the Arts, we wouldn't have had that helping hand. The California Arts Council really has helped Destiny grow by investing in our performing arts programs. The California Arts Council's support of artists working in schools and bringing arts into schools is really making sure that STEM is accessible for everyone and that it's fun.
When you're homeless, you don't have much art in your life, and I think art is something that everyone needs. And in fact, I think that the recognition from the California Arts Council, to me, that's part of that message.
The partnership with the California Arts Council and CDCR has revolutionized what we're able to do. We were able to do it on a small scale, and now we're able to be in 6 prisons and then 9 prisons.
It's really a public safety issue what we're dealing with. Because wouldn't you want a person that is in prison to come out with better skills in dealing with disappointment, obstacles, unemployment when they come out?
I 100% do believe art of any kind is a very important part of the healing process.
Me ha hecho creer en que puedo, que soy una persona útil.
Before I went to school for art, I was definitely a different person in the way that I was having trouble coping with becoming a civilian.
I was one of those quiet kids that was always sitting at the corner by himself. I always did like turn on some music, got that just like dance, because I just felt so alone after I needed to just open up a little bit.
Art has changed my life. It has honestly allowed me to express more of myself, and I think that's very important.
So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to present this inspiring sample of the amazing work taking place across California as the result of our state's investment in the arts. As the video illustrated, this year marks the 40th anniversary of your state arts agency, the California Arts Council. This agency has a legacy of supporting vital arts and culture programs across our state for over 40 years. But as you know, our own funding has not been immune to the ebbs and flows of the state's economy. Now, after more than 10 years of operating on what some might rightly call a shoestring, the Arts Council has seen significant reinvestment in state support by our governor and by this legislature and by those of you in this room. This year, we will nearly triple the number of grants we're able to provide annually. This increased state investment in the arts and in local communities will play a critical and enduring role in advancing California. And for this, I'd like to say to you, thank you, to our legislature, to Governor Brown, and to all of California's arts champions. As you've just heard from our partners at Otis and the LAEDC, this year's statewide Otis report reinforces our shared contention regarding the significance and importance of creative work and creative workers in every corner of the state. The statewide Otis report has become a game changer for California's arts field over the past 3 years, and we're proud to support its creation. This data clearly illustrates that California's competitive edge, nationally and globally, is made possible as a result of innovative and creative leaders investing in our towns and cities. Now, with the new regional snapshots made available in this year's report, local communities can more clearly pinpoint the direct role they play in advancing the success of their region and of our entire state. We expect this report will continue to be used as a benchmark for progress we make as a state, and also increasingly for our regions for their planning and advocacy. Turning back to the California Arts Council for a moment, I'd like to briefly share with you our priorities, really the values that drive our work, and the priorities for investing state dollars, our tax dollars, in fulfilling our mission of advancing California through the arts and creativity. I think you'll easily see how our 4 key priorities contribute to the vital needs of our communities and to the essential creative economy sector we are here to discuss today. Our first priority is a commitment to access, equity, and diversity. The Arts Council has a deep history of celebrating and serving our state's diverse populations through the arts and creative expression. It has been essential to our work since day one, when Governor Brown, then Governor Brown, appointed the first Arts Council members in 1976. That first 11-member council was made up of 10 highly diverse artists representing a wide array of cultural heritages and artistic disciplines. And as we understand it, the 11th member was often referred to as the token businessman. Today, our commitment to access, equity, and diversity is stronger than ever, with an explicit tenet of our strategic plan dedicated to building programs in service to equity. such as our new Cultural Pathways program, again made possible by the expanded funding that we've been given, specifically serving small and emerging organizations rooted in communities of color, recent immigrant and refugee communities or tribal groups. Also, our Jump Starts program, providing arts education to our state's most vulnerable youth in juvenile justice settings all over the state. Or our Local Impact program, which specifically reaches into rural communities or those economically challenged urban communities where access to arts services are limited but essential. Our second priority, arts, learning, and engagement, is largely about cultivating the next generation of Californians. Programs like our Artists in Schools program, placing teaching artists in classroom settings, or our Poetry Out Loud program that many of you have visited when they're in the Capitol, which engages high school students with poetry and public speaking and helping to ensure that tomorrow's innovators succeed and thrive today. Also key to our arts learning priorities is a commitment to Californians who can greatly benefit from the rehabilitative and restorative nature of the arts, such as our state veterans, as you saw in the video, or our state's incarcerated men and women, again, as you saw examples in the video. Our third priority is cultural vibrancy and community development, and that supports a wide range of projects that are crafted by each community to reflect their values and needs. It's been amazing to us to see what artists can accomplish when working collaboratively within their communities. Investments in local projects through our Creative California Communities program, where our largest grants are distributed throughout the state. And Artist Activating Communities, which is a new program that allows us to spark powerful growth and prosperity in communities, again, throughout the state, enhancing tourism, local economic growth, job creation, and so much more. These projects include, just one example, the Richmond Renaissance Mapping Project, where our grantee, the East Bay Center for the Performing Arts, partnered with a local community development corporation to specifically match artists in locations to new resident-driven interactive community map, celebrating the people, the themes, the history, and legacy of struggling areas of Richmond, and reminding us of why these places survived and in many cases thrived. There are dozens of examples like this made possible as a result of state arts funding. And our final priority, humble as it may be, is fundamental to the success of our state, and that is the support services and resources we bring to our work. This commitment is a recognition that our agency has a role to play in helping communities and the state arts ecology thrive. It's the training, the support organizations, the networking, the convenings, the leadership development, the research, and the cultivation of arts leaders. As a very brief note, side note, I'd like to mention a new program, and you've already heard reference to it between the chair in reference to Assemblyman Bloom. And that will be launched by the end of this year with a related focus on technical support and assistance to local communities. Thanks to legislation authored by Assembly members Richard Bloom and Marie Waldron, the California Arts Council has been authorized to develop California's first statewide cultural districts program. We are currently undergoing a detailed planning process for this new program, which will support a statewide network of districts that serve as a focal point for a city or town's unique cultural identity, be that Big Bear or San Jose or Palos Verdes or Santa Monica. Cultural districts are defined as well-recognized geographical areas in which a high concentration of cultural facilities, creative enterprises, or arts venues serve as a main anchor or attraction. This exciting new program will further support the growth of local economies through authentic community and cultural engagement. All of these activities and values that I've noted are key to what we're here to discuss today and key to our work as a state arts agency. And with that, I'd like to close by just saying that those of us in this room know to be true. The arts are indispensable to California, to the California we know and love. They are indispensable to the communities we know and love, and they are indispensable to Californians young and old. A vibrant culture with rampant creativity at the core makes our state a place where individuals from across the world want to live, work, visit, and invest, and that can never be overstated. Thank you for your time and attention and for your hard work and service on behalf of all Californians.
Thank you, Craig.